Hey everybody, this is Eddie coming to you from Flagstaff, Arizona with another video here. Hey, today's video I'm going to get a little bit personal. I'm going to reflect back and share with you guys on part of my story and where what I'm doing started. And I was going through all my paperwork, all the stuff that I've written, and this, I was reading this, rereading it for the umpteenth time, 20th time, 30th time, whatever. And this is kind of where it started for me. And I debated on sharing it. I'm like, well, no, save it till you get on stage, or save it till the book, and then let it come out then. But one thing that I realize is if I do that and don't put part of it out there and don't share this, then I'm being selfish. There could be somebody out there today that sees this video and might be able to help. There can be somebody tomorrow, or somebody could pass it on and share it and whatnot, and it might get in the eyes of the right person for whatever reason it is. So I figured I'm going to go ahead and share it. And takes going back over 20 years, so it's been a few years. And I was 17, senior in high school. I was quarterback for our football team. Things were great. Small town Arizona. We were kicking butt in football, which we never had done before. We just beat the number 3 team in state. We broke their 5-game home winning streak. We were taking on the number 2 team in state coming to town. And the thing was that week was probably one of the most important weeks in my life. And I mean that seriously, was because I was asked, or not just myself, but my class, we were asked to write something on suicide, whether it was selfish or not. And then we're supposed to write it out, and then we're supposed to give a speech on it. Well, for whatever reason, I had my initial opinion. You'll read about this part in the book. But I had my initial opinion, and then I started thinking about it. And then I started diving into it for whatever reason, with a lot of passion, with a lot of heart. And I started thinking about how would I react if somebody in my family were to commit suicide. Then I started thinking about what would cause me to, what would cause my brother to, what would cause my mom, my dad, my uncles, aunts, everybody close to me, what would it be that would drive them to take their own life. For whatever reason, before game night, Wednesday night, Thursday night, I was going to bed crying. I was literally crying because I could not figure out who in my family was going to take their life. And it wasn't that I wished that. Some of you guys might call it coincidence. In my opinion, no. God was lining me up for certain reasons. And I could not figure it out. So Wednesday night I'm crying. Thursday night I'm crying. Friday I'm sitting there going, this is game day. This game is going to be pivotal for where we're going to go now. This is going to make or break us. And what the hell were you doing? What were you thinking? Why were you crying? Why were you being a little sissy la la? I obviously used other words, but sissy la la, crybaby, what the hell's going on? So Eddie, get that out of your head. You got some football to play. Things are good. You're overreacting. Time to move on. So we ended up playing that night. We ended up winning. So things were good. Saturday morning I woke up, no news. I was ready for news, nothing. So I was like, okay, good. Things are good. For whatever reason, you're being stupid. And ended up deciding I was going to go to my girlfriend's house Saturday night. So I stopped at this gas station mini mart that I worked at and to get a soda or something. And my uncle pulled in, who's my age. I got an uncle that's my age. He's more like a brother. And gave me his condolences once I walked out. And I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? And he says, you haven't heard? I said, no. So obviously, I knew it was from my dad's side. So all these names and people were running through my head real quick. And he said, your cousin. And I said, well, which one? He named off my cousin. And then I hesitated before I asked because the feeling that I had before, it set back in. And I said, how did he die? And he said he took his own life. And he told me how he did it. And for whatever reason, I just said thank you. I jumped back in the vehicle, cruised around town took a few laps before I went to my girlfriend's. Didn't even tell her when I got there. Gathered myself, and the thing was, and I hate to say it this way, had I not prepared for it in a sense, I probably would have dealt with it a lot worse. Had I not thought about it, I would have dealt with it a lot worse. It would have hit a lot harder. But we ended up having the funeral a week later. Luckily, we had a bye for football, so we didn't play the following week. After the funeral, my aunt and uncles, And my dad, who's very cerebral, he's a Vietnam vet, or was, he passed away last year. Vietnam vet, he was a point man, and he was with the cavalry. He's seen a lot of stuff in his throughout his life, and so I was gonna get hammered. I was gonna get drunk. I was gonna get thrashed. You name it, I was gonna do it, and nobody was gonna tell me different. Who the heck? And there wasn't nobody gonna tell me that I couldn't. I'm 17. I'm a senior. I'm about to graduate, be a man. I know what's going on. You know, yes, I'm still in high school, but I'm a man, and had that mindset. And my dad walked up to me after he'd seen me already drink a couple beers and asked me if I was gonna have more. I said, "Yeah, I'm gonna have more." And he says, "I'm not going to tell you not to get drunk. I'm not going to sit here and feed you this." He goes, "You do whatever you think you want to do or you feel you should do." He says, "But I'm going to give you some things to think about first." He said, "First and foremost," he goes, "your cousin made a choice, made a decision that none of us made for him." He goes, "I know you loved him. You got to know him last year, the summer before this happened." He goes, "I know you loved him. You grew closer because you spent the summer with him before that." He goes, "But you cannot do anything about it. There's nothing you can do. It happened." He said, "But here's something you can do." And he goes, "I don't think you realize what position you're in." He says, "The position you are in is you are in a position to do something great for you, for your friends, and for this community." And what he talked about was football. He says, "This town has never had a state championship." He goes, "You got underclassmen that are looking up to you. You and your uncle can take this team someplace that no teams before had ever been." And he says, "Or you can sit here and get drunk, sulk in self-pity and wallow in pity, woe is me, and get hammered and just let the season go as the past seasons have been." And said, "The choice is yours." So I decided not to have another beer. I decided to focus my energy on where he said, and he said, "This is one thing you can do, is you can play for you and your cousin." Whoa. He said, "You can do something good for him, something that he never had an opportunity to do." He grew up in East LA. I grew up in small town Arizona. I played sports. He didn't play sports. His life was very different than mine. And he says, "You can do something he had never had the opportunity to do. And you can do it for you can do it for him, do it for your friends, and do it for this community." So we did. We went to the state championship. We didn't win, we didn't lose, but we tied. And we were a team with heart. We were always a smaller team, like my cousin was always smaller. He was tough as shit, and so were we. We were too stupid to know any better. We were doubted. We were questioned. We lost I lost my number one wide receiver shoulder. Thrashed his shoulder dislocated. Lost another senior starter, and we were doubted by family members of my friends. We were doubted by a community saying, "You guys lost these two guys. You guys are done," and that's it. And the thing is we were too stupid to know any better. We were too stupid to listen to what other people thought and what they said. We weren't. We were very, very, how should I say, unskilled. We just had heart, and because of that, we knew how to fight. And so one thing I want you guys to take from this is you can't control what's going to happen. You can try and stay secure as you want, but if you don't take risks, you're not going to grow. If you don't take risks to grow, if you're not open to growing, you're never going to grow. If you don't surround yourself with a team, just like I was a part of that year, a team of people that believed in each other, that told everybody else to screw off when you're doubted. If you don't have that, no, you're not going to go far. So check your surroundings. Check who your friends are. Remember, you are a reflection of the expectation of your surrounding peer group. And that's Tony Robbins, something I learned from him. But this is where it started for me. This is where this journey on this for this book I'm doing had started for me. So the main thing is you can't control how you react. You can't control your actions. You can't control your perceptions on things. My cousin, I lost and I loved him dearly. I could not control that. I wish it's one of those things, in a sense, I felt regret because I knew something was going on with somebody, but I didn't think of him. And I didn't think of him because he wasn't always around growing up, but I had spent the summer with him before. So I don't live in the regret, but there was a part that said, what would have happened had I called him? What would have happened had I got his number and reached out to him? It didn't happen. I don't live there. I reflect upon it, grow, and move forward. So hopefully this helps you guys. This video went a lot longer. I kind of expected it to go long. It's hard to get out. There's more and more to the story, this story, but this is a taste. I'm sharing this with you guys, so hopefully it helps somebody out there. Share it, like it, please comment. And if you like it and this touched you, don't be afraid to comment on it. One thing that I'm finding is everybody's so afraid because of the topics. They're afraid to touch up on topics that nobody wants to touch up on. And I'm not afraid to do that. That's why I'm here. So anyways, hope this story helps you. Other than that, please share it and share your comments. You guys have a good morning, evening, afternoon, wherever you are when you're watching this. Talk to you soon. Bye.